What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I'm getting us caught up on Cartel Crew. So we are on Cartel Crew, season 2, episode 3. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to knock out episode 3, episode 4 tonight, you guys, and get us caught up. And I apologize we got behind, but we're gonna go ahead and jump in now. So we start this episode off. We see Michael and his partner Magic. They're talking about, business has been really good. I'm sure that with the show, it gave them greater exposure. If you follow them on social media, you see that the Pure Blanco brand has definitely been expanding and doing some good things, some great things. We see that Michael, they've moved up. They've gone from that apartment we saw them in last season to a really nice house with the pool and everything. And so, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it. We're learning a little bit more about Magic this season. Now, remember last season, Magic was on the show, but strictly just as a friend. And as a business partner. We didn't really see a lot about him, and all we knew about his story was that him and Michael did business together before they started doing business together, right? And so, but we found out that, he ran the streets and got caught up, and he ended up going to jail. And his jail time was for weed. Now, let me tell you something. I understand that weed is illegal. I get it. But I just, now that so many places are making weed legal, when I hear about people who actually went to jail for weed, I feel so bad. I'm like, you really? You went to jail for weed? You know what I mean? But neither here nor there. We also found out that that Magic, we found out last episode, had a really great music career. So anyway, fast forward. They're meeting with their manager, and he is in the process of brokering a deal with them to go into business with the legal cannabis company Cookies. Now, Michael said, if you don't know who Cookies is, you've been living under a rock. Clearly, I've been living under a rock because I didn't know what Cookies was. However, it seems that Cookies is y'all, I popped my necklace today, so I keep doing this looking for my necklace. Anyway, so they are a legal cannabis brand, and obviously they are doing the damn thing. I ain't know nothing about Cookies, but they have an opportunity to go into business with Cookies, which would be very, very lucrative. What if you guys don't know, or what you don't know, is that the legal cannabis, weed, whatever, so lucrative. Anybody who is in the legal side of the weed business at this point, if they're doing it right, they are making money hand over fist, okay? If they're doing it correctly. Now, some concerns that I had, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fast forward a little bit, because this conversation happened at the end of the episode, but I'm going to go ahead and knock it out. Some concerns I had was the legal side of it, the fact that both of them are convicted felons, the fact that both of them had drug charges. I'm not sure how that works on the legal side. Like, are they allowed to get a cannabis license? The fact that they live in Florida and it's not legal in Florida, like that, I had questions. And y'all know with this show, I have a lot of questions with the legal side of things versus the TV side of things. Well, Marie had those same questions. We see later on in the episode Marie talking to Michael, and Maria's like, look, I get it that this can be a lucrative deal, but at the end of the day, you being here is more important than us making money. But Michael assured her, he said, look, and I do sort of feel good from the point of view of they are going through a lawyer, their manager, who will definitely make sure that everything is legal and on the up and up, and that is legit. So I'll be happy to see this work for them, because again, it is a very lucrative deal, and it is taking, if you really want to just kind of break it down, it's taking the skills that they kind of already have honed their whole life and making it work for them in an area in which it is legal and they won't go to jail again. So that's what we see going on with them, and that's pretty decent. Diana with her family, they're taking family photos. We find out that, she's trying to make some moves, we know, so that she can get the family out, that her ex-husband hasn't seen the kids in a long time, and they're taking cute little family photos, like, their outfits are coordinated, they're outside, and it was really cute. We found out that her daughter, I want to say, is it her oldest daughter? oldest daughter ain't really feeling the fact that mom got out of jail and jumped into this relationship with ISIS. I didn't get the impression that she was necessarily... I got the impression that she was a little confused by the ISIS part of it, but not judgy of it. Like, I don't feel like she was upset that her mom was in a relationship with a woman. I feel like she might have just been a little confused about the whole thing. Like, well, wait a minute, you're not gay. You've got kids. You were married, but now you're gay. Like, what's going on? And she said that she felt like her mom moved a little fast. But I didn't get anger out of it. Like, I don't feel like the daughter was, like, angry, like, pissed off, like, my mom, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So we have that. Then we see Stephanie talking to her friend, what's this girl name? What is girl name? We got a couple of new people that pop up in these next 2 episodes. But we see Stephanie talking to her. Basically, Stephanie is explaining why she got so angry with the whole cat situation. And honestly, I kind of already talked about it. Stephanie is internalizing the cat situation with what her family went through when her dad got out of jail. She said basically her mom took Yvette, that's the girl's name. Her mom took her father back when he got out of jail, and basically once her father got back on his feet, he left him. He left her mom for another woman, and that her mother her mother tried to commit suicide, and her mother was depressed, and it really took a toll on them as a family, and she is still very angry. And if you remember last season, her mother wouldn't even sit at the table with this man. Remember when she tried to get them to come together for dinner, and her mother saw him, and her mother rolled out, and her mother was like, you don't understand what this man did to me. And Stephanie was like, yeah, Ma, I do, but at a certain point, we got to kind of move on. We got to work through it. And her mom was like, nope, not today. And I didn't realize that it gotten to the point of her mom attempting suicide. And so I definitely understand it being a trigger, and it being a situation where her mother's like, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it, and I can't do it. I definitely understand that. But Yvette gives her some good advice. Yvette is like, look, you are internalizing what happened with your family, and you are projecting that onto Kat and Eddie. And that's not fair to Kat, and it's not fair to Eddie. Like, we get it. Eddie hurt her. I get it that that's your friend, and you giving him the side eye. Like, we all understand why, you feel the way you feel. But at the end of the day, you can't be so stern and mad about the situation that you're not going to be there for your friend if and when it does happen. Because what's more important is that Kat feels like you're not going to say, I told you so, or you're not going to judge her. Because if he does break her heart, and if this does end up kind of falling down the way you sort of expect it to, she needs to feel comfortable to have a place to go. And she also told her, you were wrong. You were wrong in what you did. And so what I respect is that Yvette was like, yeah, you were wrong, and you need to call and you need to apologize to Kat. And you need to let that go. Like, you need to let go what you went through with your dad. And I respect that. I can respect that. Okay, so then we see Marie and Diana. They're down to the beach having a conversation, and Maria's letting Diana know basically that the DA offered her the deal, the 30 days in jail, and she's like, I can't do it. Michael said, we're not going to take the deal. Like, I just can't be away from my daughter for 30 days, and so forth and so on. And, Diana's listening, and Diana's like, Diana's basically letting her know, look, me and Stephanie, we not really rocking with each other right now, and I'm still pissed off that she ain't come to my showcase, and I'm not really rocking with her. And, Maria's letting Diana know about what happened when Stephanie went down to Eddie's job and how that whole thing went down. And Diana was like, are you serious? She was like, yo, if she went down to, my ex's job and did what she did, like, number one, the friendship would be over. Number two, I'd be ready to whoop her ass. And I was like, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And then she said, Marie's like, yeah, but you already know how this is going to go down. It's Stephanie and it's Kat. They're going to fight. They're going to be mad. And they're going to be best friends in a week or two. So I'm just going to stay out of it. And they pretty much agreed, like, that's how this whole situation going to go down. We know how they do. Down to Kat's tattoo shop, we see that she's renovating and painting and doing some things. And who walks in but Los's baby mom? She looks different this season. But she's looking for Los. And they're like, Los is not here. He left. And she said, well, Kat, can I talk to you for a minute? Now, I got a problem with a few things that transpired in this conversation. One, she had no reason to have a conversation with Kat. I just feel like she had no reason to have a conversation with Kat. Two, she's telling Kat basically what's going on between her and Los, and she's making it seem like Los is the reason why he's not seeing his daughter, that he's canceling, he's not paying his child support, and she actually has text messages from Los basically confirming what she's saying. And so now Kat is like, okay, well, Los is telling me the total opposite. Los is telling me he's paying his child support. Los is telling me that you're the reason why he can't see his daughter. So basically, I don't know who's telling me the truth and who's lying to me at this point. But again, I feel like that wasn't really her place to have this conversation. Why would you put Kat in the middle of it? I know that Kat and Los are friends, but at the end of the day, Kat is his employer. And that just really wasn't her business. And it put Kat in a weird situation where now she's like, okay, has he been lying to me? And, you know, what is she supposed to do with that? Like, what did you expect her to do with that information? I wasn't sure about that conversation and why it happened. Sorry. So down to the, Nicole, apartment. Nicole is cooking breakfast for her boo. And, baby, you better be lucky that you got a banging body, because the breakfast was horrible. She burned the pancakes. She destroyed the bacon. The only thing she did right was pour the mimosas. But he was like, it's okay. It's all right. That's love. Because he ate it. Or he tried, I should say. And they decided that they were going to go out. You know, they were going to have a little date at date day. And she asked him, she said, well, do you have any friends? Because my friend Stephanie needs to get out the house. She needs to meet a man. She sort of kind of turned herself off the men, you know. So we're going to set her up and, you know, without her knowing it. And everything will be cool. So that's what they do. She invites Stephanie to come jet skiing. Tells Stephanie it's just going to be the two of them. And, the other thing that's going on is, now how Twitter found out about this whole situation before the show came on, I don't know. But supposedly Twitter is blowing up, honey, about Stephanie and Eddie, and that Stephanie want Eddie, and what's going on. And once again, the rumors about Stephanie sleeping with Lil Wayne start coming up again. So Stephanie is having some little issues and some blowback from this whole situation. Again, how Twitter knew that this happened, I don't know. But we're going to go with that. So she invites Stephanie to go jet skiing with them. And she agrees. Doesn't know that it's a guy going to be there. She shows up. Look, I had to ask myself a question when I was looking at this scene. I had to ask myself, really, B? Are you just jealous? Or are you really, really feeling the way you're feeling? Are you hating on these young ladies? Because when I say they showed up in the skimpiest bikinis, and I'm thinking to myself, that's just how you really hang out. I don't know. Clearly, I don't have a bikini body, so maybe it's just me hating, honey. And I ain't gonna say they looked bad. You know what I mean? Other than the fact that bikini that Nicole had on was too small. If it does not cover your entire... Anyway, it was too small, Nicole. It was too small. But it was cute. And they had a good day out. Of course, at first, Stephanie was feeling some kind of way because she was like, you set me up. You know, you didn't tell me that you was bringing people. But she ended up talking to the dude, and the dude was nice looking. He really was. He was nice looking. And they ended up having some conversation, and it looked like Stephanie said at the end she did have a good time. So it turned out to be a good thing. You know, when you setting people up on a blind date, it could go left or it could go right. So it seemed to go pretty well in that situation. Down to the bar, we have Diana and Magic flirting. Diana, she giving him that look, and he giving her that look, and he told her, look, like, how you want to curry it, lady, how you want to curry it, that's DC, how you want to curry it, how you want to curry it, and she was like, nah, you know I flirt, but we just friends. He was like, but I ain't scared. I said, I know that's right, Magic. You better let her know. You better shoot your shot. Why is my phone blowing up? Golly, I'm trying to do a review. And she lets him know that she broke up with ISIS. She was like, look, you know, that whole jail thing, it's hard. It's hard. I ain't doing it with my baby's father. I ain't doing it with her. We still friends, and I think maybe we make better friends anyway. And he said, yeah, but you know, I'm a little confused because, you know, you was with the dudes, then you were in the lady pond. She said, yeah, but I flipped back. He was like, oh, you back with us now? So I think they're going to hook up. And I don't know if they're going to hook up included as a storyline, or they just gonna kind of do their own thing behind the scenes. But I think there's definitely something there. There's definitely something there. Now where and how they carry it, that's another conversation. So Kat ends up showing up, and Kat lets them know what went down with Los's the baby's mom, that she came down to the shop, and that he was you know, the conversation and all that good stuff. And you know, Diana being a single mom, she sort of automatically is siding with Los's baby's mom, because I guess their thing is, why would she lie? Why would she make it up, and why would she lie? But they were all kind of like, why did she talk to you about it? Next thing you know, Los shows up, and they basically end up having a conversation with Los, and Los is like, she's lying. That's not true. Like, I want to see my daughter. I want to spend time with my daughter. Like, I'm like, this is what I've been dealing with. Like, this woman is crazy, and you know, and Kat is. It sounds like Kat is sort of siding with her, but Kat is like, look, I was a single mom, and I get it. And, you know, she showed me text messages. Like, what am I supposed to believe? Like, somebody is lying to me. And I don't know who it is. And Los is like, well, why would you think it's me? Like, we're friends. Like, I have talked to you about this. Like, you know what I've gone through with this woman. Why would you automatically assume that it's her and not me? I mean, that it's me and not her. And I don't know. I don't know who to believe either. I like Los, and I want to believe Los. But I don't know. We know Los is a hothead, and we know Los doesn't always make the best decisions. But anyway, that's kind of how that conversation went down. I don't think it was any big resolution to the situation, other than the fact that they talked it out. And it was sort of like, I think by the end, Kat and Diana sort of swayed back Los's way, so to speak. But at the end of the day, we still know that Los and his baby mom, they need to sit down and really have some sort of resolution to this. Yeah, and that's pretty much where this episode ended. So, you know, that's pretty much what went down. So, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.